Welcome, one and all, to episode 148. Dice, baby. We're going to go ahead and talk about dice in games and how do we go about mitigating the randomness of those dice. As Charles says, this is Dice Shaving 101. Walkabout Games got here real early, and McMurray came in just in time. How you doing, sir?
What's up, buddy? Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. Just getting started. We're talking about dice tonight, in particular.
Dice?
Yep. Yeah. How we use them in our games and how we can potentially mitigate the randomness that is inherent with using dice for
Well, yeah, stop using dice.
well, I mean
If you want to
that's one
mitigate
way of doing it,
randomness,
and that's something we can talk about.
easy day.
But
No more
yeah,
dice.
yeah. But Walkabout Games was here really early. He says, "Hey ho, I'm early again. I shall return." So he'll be back. Richard Keenan was here. Says hello. Charles says evening. Telemachus says hello. I can't wait for the high flying trapeze act. Well, you're going to be waiting for a while, sir, because this cat doesn't like trapeze.
Yeah,
Not
start
a
start
fan.
start rolling your dice on that one.
Yeah. Meander Mike comes in with his version of the theme. Charles says, change your lighting. You look real good. No, kind of yes, kind of no. Um, I've got. I'm not using my computer camera anymore. I'm using my iPhone 12 Pro camera. So apparently, the iPhone 12 Pro camera is a much better camera than on my computer. So there you have it. Telemachus says the Dice Man cometh. And Gamers with Coffee, Ashley is here. She says, "Hey boys, howdy, Ashley. Glad you get to join us. I'm sure Greg is sitting there listening as well. Um, if y'all want, I can drop y'all a link. Y'all can join as well if you'd like. Um, before we go dive into our topic, a couple things to cover. As always, want to mention Wiley Games. Their stuff is tits. Great, great games. As y'all all know, there's no sales going on right now. There's normally nothing really happening sale wise January timeframe, but they definitely are there for you to pick up just about anything you want, including miniatures and STLs. So good stuff over there. Wiley-games.com. Check them out. Also, geekgamingusa.com for the very best in basing materials for all your miniatures. Definitely want to check them out. Um, and if you put a note on your order to let McMurray know you watched us here, you're not going to get anything except maybe some nifty little note or possibly a banana from McMurray when he packs
I was about to say,
your
holler
stuff.
if you're ordering stuff or you ordered stuff. Holler in the chat, and I'll try and remember to to toss something. I mean, I can't throw anything that big in there, guys. I mean, I'm not
Right.
trying to mess up the shipping costs and all that stuff, but if I can chuck in a couple little figures or something for you, or a cool airplane like I think I did for Rich, maybe,
Yeah.
something like that, or a cool note. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But yeah, let me know. By all means, email
Figured out.
stuff.
Figured
Awesome
out.
stuff. Jeffy,
Um,
hey buddy,
yeah.
hey
Yeah.
Wyatt.
How you
Order
doing,
some,
Jeffers?
and then tell me. I'll find some real weird shit for you, Nanglea. That'd be
Yeah,
entertaining.
make it World War One related as well.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure something out, but
Um, Charles says, McMurray, thank you. So
yeah,
apparently you sent something to him.
always, Charles. Yeah, so I chucked some stuff into Charles' order as well. I know he likes playing with ogres and trolls and whatnot, so I tossed in a couple of big 28 millimeter models that are, I mean, they're ogres and trolls or whatever. I don't know which one they're supposed to be, but they were interchangeable for the most part. And so they were good old 32, 35 millimeter models. And then I actually chucked in some boats also for the good man Charles, the good Latoricon, the big guy.
Telemachus says, send him a banana peel from 1916.
Yeah, see, I was going to send Chris Long a banana, and then he won't order stuff now. Although I think there is a new order coming in, Chris, so hopefully we'll have your Mediterranean pretty soon here.
Nice.
I just used up darn near all mine. So
one thing I did want to mention, we want to wish a very, very happy birthday to the Baroness, Robin.
Oh, hell yeah! It's Robin's birthday, everybody. So go over, order a free PDF or something from Wiley Games, and in the order notes on your order, tell the Baroness happy birthday.
Absolutely, do that.
That's actually really fun. I can't believe I just sprayed that out of my ass. Hang on, I'm about to go do that. That literally came off the seat of my pants. Let's all go do that. You know how fucking tickled pink she's gonna be if we do that?
Yeah, everybody, all 10 of you out there, 11 counting Greg, who's watching next to Ashley. Go to Wiley-Games.com, find one of the free PDFs, order it, and in the notes, happy birthday, Baroness, or happy birthday, Robin.
Hang on, let me make sure that we can do that. That's an option. I'm not entirely sure that's I don't know if you get that option. Give me 2 seconds.
All right.
Not 2, but
Mike says, Mike says, so Andrew works as a superhero at night, but as a shipping clerk by day. Good secret.
I'm not sure I'd call it superhero. Superhero, maybe.
There you go.
I sleep at night now, too, now. That's the weird thing. It's real weird. Sleeping at night is weird. Sleeping at night is weird. But yeah.
Miguel says, my tease comment was due to the fact that I thought the show had not started. Then I noticed I did not hit play.
Oh, dude, all the time.
Yeah.
Nonstop for me here. Okay, let's see here. View cart. Check out. One thing that I have noticed that is weird, and I think it's probably my computer, is sometimes the checkout or whatever takes a little bit longer to run through. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually... I don't know if you get a little comment thing when you buy something for free.
Let's see here.
Yeah, no, you don't. Damn it.
Boo.
Dang.
Boo.
Come on,
well, you could go to chat, though.
There's a chat?
Yeah, in the lower right-hand corner.
Oh, shit. That'd be hilarious.
Write a message.
Oh, you're right. There's a chat.
Say, happy birthday, Robin, or happy birthday, Baroness. Niguez says, was about to start paint on Aviatik D1 plane, went to look for some designs and found one that the pilot decorated with hexagons. Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that thing was like purple and green. Hey, Hissy, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, you should be able to go to chat.
Click. You got to enter your name or whatever. It does. I just shot a happy birthday Robin over there. You have to put in a
Yeah.
name, so I put Mick for my first name and Murray for my last name.
Yeah.
I'll get a "You're a doofus" or something from Robin and Jay in the morning. But that's worth it.
Absolutely. So yeah. If y'all have the inkling to do it, just go to, like I said, wiley-games.com.
That are,
Um,
you can hop on the Facebook group
yeah,
or the Facebook profile and shoot that thing a message also. Anything. But yeah,
absolutely.
moral
Absolutely.
of the story, she's awesome. Big reason why Wiley Games is even a thing. If you ask Jay, she's the only reason Wiley Games is a thing.
Yep. Absolutely. And as much as she wants to get rid of the responsibility, she is the reason we have March to Victory.
100%.
Pure and simple. Um, Hopefully, some more of the people over in the Casey area can pull up their big boy pants and go help them find places to have them when we start growing again. So, just saying.
Looking at you, Stevie.
We do have a March to Victory. We do have the March to Victory coming up at the end of March. It is the weekend before Easter, the weekend after St. Patrick's Day. So, as I've said previously, for me, that's 3 holidays in a row. You got St. Patrick's Day, March to Victory, Easter. Boom, boom, boom. It's grand. um, you did not just put Case Blue up for sale.
He did.
What?
Yep.
I think 450 might be a little low, though.
I was about to say, I've seen copies go for a lot more than that, but
Walkabout, Chris Long says, be on soon. Just getting wife ready for work. Happy birthday, Baroness / Robin. Well, Hexy, I know it's something that you've had near and dear to your heart on your shelf for many a moon. So,
it's one of those. I think it's one of those practicality things, which makes sense. We're
yeah,
all right there. I've stared at what's the Gygax age of sale rules.
yeah.
I've stared at those and chainmail sitting up there for a while, and I'm sure at some point in time they'll leave. Fun fact: the Gygax age of sale rules are also nigh unplayable. But yeah,
It happens.
they are old rules. He punched it with those two hands, Mike. They were punched by the loving hands of Jeffrey and clipped by also the loving hands of Jeffrey, sitting there in his underwear on his couch, doing
Yep,
awesome stuff.
yep. So, um,
And it could
it
all be yours. Jeff, where's that posted at? Content Marketplace? Let's get somebody over there looking at it. I mean, not that we
so
got.
as,
What's up?
as a heads up, McMurray, it looks like J3 is going to be in June this year.
Okay.
Couple reasons. First off, Jay and family are taking a trip to Germany in July.
Hang on. Wait a minute. I thought J3 was pushed back to October or November. December. No, Wiley Weekend got pushed back.
Wiley Weekend is now December 7th.
Yes. Okay. Never mind. Okay. So J3 is going to be in June.
More than likely, it's going to be in June.
So it's Jay's June Jamboree.
Right. Exactly. He says, yeah, it's listed at Consim World. I'm assuming that's what the "yeah" stands for.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Apparently, 450 is a good deal. So
It's quite reasonable. Yeah, it is.
Jump on it. If you're
One of those investment games, if you have the extra money laying around, because it's just going to be worth more in a year
or more, you know.
I mean, it's just my point is it's just going to keep gaining value.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, Anyway, so yeah, end of March we got March of the Victory. 1st of May we've got May the 4th gaming at Wiley headquarters. Then we'll have J3 sometime in June because Jay and his family are going to Germany for almost 2 weeks.
Oh,
Um,
almost 2 weeks. That's not a short trip. That's
nope.
serious business.
Yeah, they're leaving on the Monday the 9th, coming back. Um, Not that Friday, but the following Friday after that. So I think it's like 10 days they're going to be gone.
Hot damn, you guys are gonna
So
have a whole bunch of spare animals for a while.
yeah, no, they're getting boarded.
Oh wow, okay.
And they're not getting boarded at uh,
At the Aunt Donna boarding house.
Donna's doggy. I don't remember what the hell I called it, but yeah. I mean, we might take the littles, the little dogs, but the two big ones, those they're going to get sent away. Um, yeah, it's Caroline is graduating this May, and they wanted to do one last big trip, family trip. So they decided to go to Garmisch, Germany.
Where the hell's Garmisch, Germany?
And it's
To
in
the
Germany
Google.
somewhere.
Thanks, appreciate it.
It's where their language school is. Jay had gone there a couple of times for language schools with the army.
Oh, gotcha.
Hex to Hex says
Garmisch.
Eagle's Nest.
What's up?
Hex to Hex says Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, it is. Garmisch is way down south of Munich, almost towards Innsbruck. Like, just it's way closer to Innsbruck than. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
they're flying into Munich.
That's damn near Austria. Yikes, that is the Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, so
Make sure Jay remembers to only wave at people with his left hand.
exactly. So it looks like they're going to have some fun with that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure they'll have a great time.
So then we've got.
Last time Jeffy was there, he drank all of Herman Goering's wine.
Yeah,
What's
he
up?
did. Yep. We don't have any gaming in September. We do have the gaming in October with Weird Wars.
With what?
And Weird Wars. Yeah.
What used to be Wiley War Games weekend?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then, of course, in December, we've got Wiley Wargaming Weekend, which is.
I knew I shouldn't have added weird stuff, Rebels and Patriots. Now it's Weird Wars.
Yep.
We're bringing back strictly historical stuff.
There you go.
Drive Steve nuts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Star Wars is historical.
It did take place a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Correct.
Yeah. 1977 Tunisia.
Hey, man, that's pretty far from 1977 America, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, so dice. First off, what is, I mean, we'll just be silly about it at first. What's your favorite die type to use in gaming?
What do you mean?
Like
plastic ones?
Yeah, what dice? What's your favorite die type? Dice, yeah.
Like plastic ones, the cheap ones?
No. Side like D10, D12.
Oh, D6.
Hexy likes the D10. It looks like
D10s are cool. I like D6s because ultimately, if you need to, you can roll 2d6 and have it 2 to 12, and then that's a way to decrease or put some sort of control on the randomness you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that no matter where you go, you will always be able to find D6s.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about the D6. It is ubiquitous.
Because, and to be honest with you, if all else fails, you are going to be able to find a cube somewhere and draw numbers or pips on it.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether you find a D6 particularly, which you're going to be able to do because it's easy as shit, they're everywhere.
Yeah. So the thing with D6s is, I mean, if you really need them, Walmart, shit, Walgreens probably has a pack of
Walgreens does.
a pack of 5 bicycle brand D6s for like
Absolutely.
$2.50.
Exactly.
You
And
know.
again, I would point right back to use Boolean cubes, use shipping boxes, use whatever the hell you want to. It's still a D6. If it's a cube,
Yep.
it's a D6. Cubes are easy as shit to find.
Yep.
There you go. I mean, in addition to the fact that, again, a D6 is a good controlled amount of variables, and if you want more and you want to get that weight to it, it's not hard to do 2D6 and split, like I said,
well,
2 to 12.
hell, you know, if you need something close to a D20, just roll 3D8 or 3D6s.
Correct.
It gives you 3 to 18.
Correct. Again, you're not going to get the 100% randomness of it, but if you need large quantities of random numbers that are all equal, you can always do it as a 66, right?
Yeah.
Where you've got, 11 through 16 and then 21 through 26, and then you've got 36 options, but they're all equally, you know what I mean? They're the likelihood of rolling any one of those 36 is equal. So if you need to, you can always do that. Likewise, you can flip it to a D3. You do that, and then you've got 18 equal options if one of your die is a D3 and the second one is a full D6. You've got the 11 through 16, the 21 through 26, and then the 31 through 36, right? So, I mean, it's granted, you can do that with any die out there, right? None of this is unique to the
D6.
The D6.
It's just that it's ubiquitous. I mean,
it's a universal die. You can find them anywhere. You can get them anywhere.
Yeah.
They're the cheapest. You don't have to go to a specialty place.
I will almost guarantee you that 9 out of 10 households, at least in the United States, possibly even in all of
most of the world,
first world nations, will have at least 2. Somewhere
I would say that 10, 15, 20 years ago, when board games were a thing, like, Monopoly Life and stuff, I would agree with you. I feel like that number is decreasing. People who have kids and stuff or aren't, have some sort of semblance of fun probably still have them. But I feel like you'll probably be able to find a lot of places now that don't. That being said, it's still what you're going to find.
The vast majority of houses are going to have them.
Yeah, exactly.
At least 2.
Although Nenguea is putting up a good point, and I have greatly enjoyed playing Caveman by Howard Whitehorse, is it? Where you quite literally just have rocks that you paint one side of. It does require that your rocks are relatively flat. I've certainly had rocks that are real rigged. But that is a way to do it.
Telemachus likes the D8. He says the D8 are dice for the gods. Nenguea likes the dodecahedron.
Unfortunately, Telemachus, we're just normal-ass people.
Right.
So,
for those unknowing, the dodecahedron is the D12.
I think Charles just wanted to say a big-ass word, but that's just me.
Yeah. Charles Latorios likes the D4 and the D20. The problem I've got with the D4 is it's hard as shit to pick up.
Yeah, dude. Big time.
And then you step on that son of a bitch.
It's over.
In the middle of the night.
This
I honestly don't know what's worse, a
your days
D4 or Lego.
Lego or D4s, because at least Legos you can usually get some sort of. There's always more purchase, and the weight is always more distributed on the Lego. Even if it's just a single block, single cell Lego, it's going to be more distributed than on that damn D4. I stepped on a D4 one time and thought I almost fucking died. It was so unpleasant. I thought I stepped on like a, excuse me, on a thumbtack or something.
Yeah.
It was unpleasant.
Meandering Mike likes the dice curve on 2D10, the 2 to
Fair.
20, not the 1 to 100.
Oh yeah, not a D100. I got you. When you said 2D10, I got you, man. I smell what you're stepping, Mike.
2D10 is all. It to me is always 2 to 20.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
Actually used to use a D6 for size comparison in a picture this week.
See, that's dangerous. Because what if you got like
one of those 6mm jobs?
Yeah, one of those little 6mm like used to come in that Wizards of the Coast ship game, or you got like the Avalon Hill dice, or is it like a Monopoly die? That's buddy Nanglaya. You're entering dangerous territory, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you shit.
We all strive to be better.
That's true. We do. And that's why we're all going to switch to D6s.
Charles Latour says new D4s are like sliced bread, more like slicing your foot.
I have seen at game night they had these weird dice that were like it had it was almost like a blimp like shape, and the numbers were on really like small light facets on each side. It was weird. I would imagine, and it wasn't like a D4. I've seen D4s like that, right, where it's basically a rectangle or a rectangular prism that then the two small faces are like rounded over so that it can't land on those. Those D4s are really easy to read because it's quite literally just whatever's pointing up, just like it's the face that's up, just like with a D6 or any other die.
Right.
But yeah, but this one was like a D12 or some shit. It had a bazillion faces on it. I was lost. Not that it takes, an inordinate amount to lose me here, but
Charles says D4 or not Charles. Telemachus says D4 caltrips. All dice ninjas use them to ditch the popo.
Yeah, they're like caltrops.
Yeah. Yep. So
they're modern day nerd area denial weapons.
I do like the D6, but for me, if you're rolling just a single die, I do like the D10 better than the D6 because it gives you more possibilities.
Yeah, you inherently have more.
Ninguaya says, I like the specialty dice such as the D8 with compass points. Well, the D8 is a compass point in and of itself, though.
Right.
When you roll it, wherever the top pointy is pointing, that's the direction you go. That's why I never understood. Well, I do understand because for GW, they wanted everything to be D6s, so they had to make a scatter die.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, but just use a D8. It lets you know what direction and how many inches. Boom, done. Henry Mike says, I like my D4 that is a D12, but Roman numerals 1 through 4 repeated 3 times. There you go.
I was going to say, I've seen D4s that are like that with D8s, and they just repeat the numbers.
Yeah. And you can do a D3 that way also. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. What's the, is it D probability or something where it's 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are interesting. I saw one of those. I think it was a Lardy rule set called for one of those, and I had to ask, "What the hell is this thing?" And Rich Clark replied to me, and then I felt like an idiot because I asked a dumb question in front of Clarky. But
it happened. It happened.
Yeah.
But there's so many. There's the Fortnite die, and I'm not talking about the video game Fortnite. I'm talking about the British Fortnite. It's a D14. So you can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
It sounds very confusing.
Yep. There's a D30 out there.
I've seen that. It's like the those D12s I was describing remind me of. Everybody used to see the D12 or D100s that looked like giant ass, golf balls.
Yeah.
And you had to figure out which little dimple was up, and it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yep.
One cool thing that I've also seen is a D6 with another, like a clear D6 with a smaller opaque D6 inside of it.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
That was
actually I've seen a full set. It was.
I was going to say, I back in the day at somebody's birthday or something, I got a couple D6s like that, and then maybe a D10, maybe, I don't know. That was quite
D6, D8, D10, and D12s like that. You really can't do a D4.
No, with that attitude,
because it would have to be really, really big in comparison to the internal die for it to be able to, bounce around in there properly. And a D20, I think, is just too many facets. Again, not enough purchase. I mean, you could if it was like big, like if the outside die was like the size of a grapefruit, and the inside die was normal sized. I guess you could do it that way, but otherwise, no, I doubt it. So, but so how do we go about determining the type of die we want to use in making a game and designing a game?
Big facts, Miguel. Agreed. Absolutely.
I must have contrast between the pips and the rest of the die the most important thing for me. Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong. I love multicolored dice. I love the different all the different things that they've got out there. But I will be, and I think this set that I got from Game Night, or not Game Night, from Miniature Market, I like the color of these. They're orange and gray, but the yellow on the orange is not that good. Because I've got direct light on them, it's not bad. But when they're 2-3 feet away, it's not as good. Now on the gray part of it, it looks pretty decent. But see, again, in the light, in the direct light, it's not as good. But when there's not, you don't have a direct light, there's enough contrast there, so it's really weird. I like the different colors though. But if you want a high contrast, you can't beat red with white lettering.
Yeah, my go-to, to be honest with you, is usually either white with black pips,
Yeah,
or like a gray with black or blue with white. Yeah, it's hard to beat. For my D10s, I have a bunch of yellow with black, so I use them for naval stuff all the time.
yeah.
So I gotta have them in Nelson checker colors, but that's about it.
Well, and then for me, because You know, I've played uh, a lot of Force on Force. I've played a lot of um, Dirt Side and Stargrunt. I just have a crap ton of green D6s, blue D8s, yellow D4s. I want orange D10s, but I live with white D10s and red D12s just because. Your game already sold, Hexy? Nice.
Yeah, you had that thing priced to move, man.
Yeah, he did. Flimix just wants to know: do dice roll the same in a vacuum, metaphorical and realistic vacuum?
I've only sucked dice up in a vacuum once, but then I
And
screwed
it's
up the roll getting it out of the bag. In terms of like an outer space vacuum, I mean, I feel like gravity is what would really affect them. But yeah,
well, I mean, you can have gravity in a vacuum.
I don't know. That's my point. Is that I feel like their gravity is going to what's going to affect how they roll. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
and there's not enough. I mean, the size of the normal dice that we use are not going to be affected that greatly by air resistance, to be honest.
Yeah, unless you have
So,
like the biggest fuzzy dice on Earth, and even then, I feel like
right, right.
you're gonna have to make it out of some sort of super light, like helium filled thing in order to.
Yeah,
And actually, even then, it's a vacuum. Doesn't matter. Helium filled or whatever else doesn't matter. Weight wouldn't matter. But anyways, yeah.
because gravity ultimately is what wins the day there.
Honestly, I think the issue would be picking it up in a spacesuit. Those are some boxy gloves.
Yeah, there's not good for you definitely would not be picking up a D4 with those things.
Hell no.
I got a hard enough time picking up D4s with this, let alone
Yeah, with my normal fingers.
Yeah, spacesuit gloves. Shit,
Yeah,
man. And Walkabout Games is back. How you doing, buddy?
Mr.
So,
Christopher.
excuse me. So when Chris Copeland and I sat down, shit, more than 30 years ago now. How long ago was 1991? Was that over 30 years
32
ago?
years ago.
Yeah. So when we sat down 30 plus years ago to come up with Ocean Thunder,
Back in my day.
yeah, we decided to go with a D10 for the gunnery because we wanted more than just short, medium, long. We wanted super long and super short distance. And then we came up with the damage log, and originally that was a D5 and a D20. Um, and we've changed that now to be a D4, but it's a D6 where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
Correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um, and again, it's just it worked out that all of the ships, even the longest ship, which is the Queen Mary that we were going to have on the table, um, when I drew them on the page to scale in 1/2400th, they would all fit into a 5-inch long square with each square being a quarter inch.
Yep. What's the
So
longest
that
one we've played with? Iowa?
yeah, well, have we played with the Musashi? No. Yeah, so Iowa is the longest. Now, like I said, I have run with the QE or the Queen Mary. Um, the Queen Mary, the Musashi, and the Iowas all completely, almost completely fill. They all completely fill 18 boxes.
Yeah. I think Iowa might be. Was the
Because
Iowa
one,
class longer than the Musashi's? Than the Yamato class?
um,
Hang on. Ba, 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 ba. Yes, but only by like 24 feet.
yeah, um,
They were thinner. That's where Musashi and Yamato get all their weight from.
yeah, they are thick,
Yeah, they didn't have to think about the Panama Canal.
right? Um, so the Iowas are what 880 feet long.
887 versus Musashi's overall length of 863 feet.
Yeah, and
That being said, it's always one of those things that's bugged me about the Iowas, right? Like, I realize that they're longer. Because of that, they can get faster, what have you. And they don't add too much weight over the South Dakotas because it's just unarmored stuff.
yeah,
But the South Dakotas have always seemed like if we run with the South Dakotas, saved that extra 30 feet of, I think it's actually a lot more than that, save that extra length in order to, yeah, it's like 200 feet, I'm sorry. Like you're drastically reducing the torpedo targeting ability, right? Like you're pulling almost a quarter of the length off, and that's less than a torpedo can hit. In addition, when you pull that 200 feet off, you lose again. You theoretically lose a little bit of speed capability, but you so drastically increase your agility, which again helps with torpedoes.
yeah.
It makes me wonder what and granted the fire control and targeting radar on the South Dakotas is granted only a year or two older than on the Iowas, but it'd be cool to see what they could have done with that same, for lack of a better term, sensor suite.
Right.
Just nuts.
So
That being said, the most
yeah,
beautiful battleships of World War II are still the Nelson class, then the Iowas, and then probably South Dakota. But yeah.
so yeah, the honestly, you know, you gained 3 knots.
Yeah, like I said, the longer your ship is, odds are the faster it's going to be. All things even.
But that's all you gained.
Yeah, but when you need to keep up with carriers that, if they need to get going,
Yeah.
will almost laughably outstrip any battleship in your fleet. Because then,
Well,
look at what's the design speed on an Essex? Like 33 knots.
As we devolve away from talking about dice and start talking about ships,
That's
which
fine. At least we're talking about
inherently we
wargames and
do.
stuff. We've covered dice pretty well.
33 knots.
Yeah. So, that's potentially a fairly decent difference,
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to, oh shit, we need this taffy 400 miles away. How fast can you get there?
Right.
All of a sudden, you're talking about excuse me, a pretty serious difference.
Well, shit, the Lexingtons did 33 knots also.
Yeah. Well, that's because the Lexingtons were originally designed as battle cruisers, but yeah.
Yeah, with 180,000 horsepower.
Well, not only that, but you got to think that a good chunk of the initial requirement for speed for aircraft carriers was just to launch the aircraft, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because essentially you turn into a headwind, you kick up to as quickly as you manageably can go, and then all of a sudden you're just adding speed to your aircraft and all in terms of looking at it from a physics standpoint.
Even the Enterprise was designed at 34.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So yeah, they could get up and scoot. Now, so yeah, the longest ship that I have designed a sheet for is the Queen Mary at over 1,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I designed, to be more granular on where damage was being done, because that ultimately why we designed Ocean Thunder in the first place is that general quarters wasn't granular enough for us. Everything had 4 hit points. Everything was in 4. You could take 4 damage. Now, granted, it was more difficult to damage a battleship than it was to damage a destroyer, but you take 4 damage and the ship is gone, or put out of action, or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it playable? Yeah. Did we have a good time? Yeah, of course we had a good time, because it's good friends, pushing miniatures and rolling dice. But did it give us the right feel? And we decided it didn't. So we wanted something a little more granular. And that's why we decided on at first, a 20 box by 5 box grid area that we plopped the ships into. And it seemed to work. And it still does. We've altered it a little bit, and McMurray, Captain Naval Gamer, likes it. So, I can't go wrong there.
Again, so it's a great mechanic, because it allows you it's a fantastic insight into how you can be on target with your gunnery. Right? Mm-hmm. You're golden.
Yeah.
You cannot get any more accurate, and yet you're still missing, which is an important part of naval combat, because straddling somebody is incredibly rewarding, but also frustrating, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. We got him. No, you don't got shit.
Huh?
It's like, we got him. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You're putting water all around. You're flooding him, but you're not doing anything. You're not hitting him.
Exactly. And that's where it's really cool that we're there, and you can see that.
So,
I like that a lot. And it does a really good job of building in how much harder it is to hit, say, a destroyer than a battleship without getting a million fucking modifiers in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Now, will a destroyer evaporate when you hit it with a 6-inch gun with full full value? Sure, but it's going to be a bitch to actually get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, his cat wants to know what dice I'm using in my entry in this year's postcards from the front. Honestly, I've had so much shit going on in my life right now that I have not done anything with postcards from the front, Hiss. which I feel bad about because I've got a couple of good ideas in my brain. I just haven't been able to focus on it because I got other shit going on in my life, which sucks, which you know all about. Um, Charles says he got a complete colored spare set, got complete colored spare sets of dice. Why? Why not? I like dice. He's got maybe 600 dice from first to 20s. Absolutely, dude. Dude. If I gathered up all the dice that I have in this household, I would probably have that many dice as well. It's fucking nuts. Chris Long says he's got new books to get him inspired for 1700 Naval World War II.
Chris, what are you looking at? You got some of Mal Wright stuff?
And then he says dice can make a game so epic and fun if you use more than d6s. It can. Telemach says any dice misconceptions. Most people don't think about dice odds. So the good news is I've got a friend who's really good at figuring out probabilities. And so I just go to him and say, "Hey, does this work?" And he mumbo jumbos some bullshit and comes out with with his wizard hat and says, "Yes, it does sound good," or "No, it doesn't. Why don't you do this instead?" Um, but yeah, that's also a big thing in talking about probability and randomness. Um, He says, Chris Long says, I'm looking at pre-ordering U.S. Navy Pacific Fleet 1941, America's mighty last battleship fleet.
That looks like a pretty outstanding book. I mean, you're going to have to wait a minute, Chris. It's not coming out till July, apparently. But
U.S. Navy Pacific Fleet 19... Okay, shit, I got to look
it's a
this up.
pre-order from Osprey. Pretty specifically looking at the pre-Pearl Harbor fleet and doctrine, which is pretty cool.
U.S. Navy Pacific Fleet.
But
U.S. Navy.
Again, Chris, I've been looking at Mal Wright's British and Commonwealth Warship Camouflage of World War II 3-volume set. It was pretty outstanding. Well, Mike, can you? I would imagine you can probably count, spilled toothpicks really quick. Also, stuff like that. I think Charles has the best question. Why? But no, I've been gonna. I think I might. Man, I've been looking. At Chris Long and I have been talking about all kinds of World War I stuff, right? And man,
Yeah.
I tell you, the broadsides empire of steel looked pretty awesome. The issue is, what on earth is the price of all of these ship models? And yeah, because I've been looking at Lee McColl has a bunch of really good looking what am I going for here? That's true, Chris. You are absolutely correct on that one.
Yeah, we're almost done with January.
But so I'm looking at, in order to purchase the stuff, you have to add. It's a weird. You build an army list and then you purchase it, and that gets you the STLs, but it doesn't tell you what the STLs cost.
What is this now?
It's a it's a oh geez. It's a game called Broadside Empires of Steel, which has a lot of really cool, like very nice STLs. But the way that you get the STLs, you can't just buy like a pack of the STLs.
Oh,
You go
okay.
onto their online army builder, and then you build an army list, and then somehow you like log in and check out, and that's how you. And then you can then buy the STLs, I guess. Or you can be intelligent like Chris and get them on Kickstarter, which I should have
Right.
done a long time ago. I looked at the very first one way back, like during the pandemic, and I should have got it, but I didn't because I'm a dickhead. But yeah, because of that, here I am. That being said, I think most of their following Kickstarters have stuff that you can do as an add-on. Unfortunately for my stupid ass, I missed the most recent one was Ottomans and Turks, or Ottomans and French, and then you could add on the other you could add on previous stuff. So you could add on one that was the Royal Navy, one that was the U.S. Navy, one that was the German and Austro-Hungarians. I'm just dumb and absolutely missed that, which is really frustrating. And I don't know if there's a late pledge option. Although, given that they 100% sell all the stuff on their website, I doubt there's a late pledge option. But anyways, yeah.
Let's see.
Because of that, I've been looking at like at the Lee McCole stuff, but unfortunately, he doesn't have fleet packs for World War One. So it might just wind up being one of those. Okay, well, I'm going to just have to continue to add, however many, and then however many more, and however many more. But yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, those. Yeah, I'm looking at that right now, and it's interesting that it doesn't tell you like how to go about getting the STLs. Like right off the bat, you gotta. I don't know. I gotta read. I don't know what to read. I kid.
Again, my only, and that's the frustrating thing, right? Because if you just had a list of prices, then
Yeah.
I'd be delighted. But for whatever reason, that's not their business model. So whatever.
Well, teach their own. Eric's in the house. How you doing, Eric? Meandering Mike is going Rain Man on us.
He is. He's doing a great job, though.
Let's see here. Reading is fundamental. Yes, it is. It's fun to be mental. Reach out to the Broadside guys. They might do deals. There you go.
What the hell is
I wonder if I already have an account.
With them?
Yeah, because the username that I use for like everything.
Has already been used?
Yeah. Whatever. Let's go see if I can get a USS Texas.
Hell yeah, you do. Let me register here.
Oh, fuck. Never mind. That STL
What?
is $18.
For an STL?
Oh, wait. No, that's to buy the physical ship. I don't want the ship. I want the fucking STLs. Yeah, that's not. Hang on a damn minute.
So how'd you figure out the STL?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like, you can go on and you add a ship, and then you can go to purchase list. But yikes. It's, I guess, for a physical model because it is
Yeah, because there's shipping involved.
which is 25 Australian dollars for a thing the size of a ballpoint pen with no cap on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Lee McCall. Coco's models.
Telemachus says words are hard. Sometimes words are hard. True facts.
It's quite difficult. Big truth there.
So.
Okay. Yeah, see, the inevitable trouble you run into is that most places that design World War One ships only really do Germans and British.
Right.
You can certainly find other things, but they're harder to do. And some stuff, I mean, you look at Texas, and it's like, oh, I want a USS Texas for World War One. We'll just use the USS Texas for World War Two. It's not the same ship.
No, it looks different.
But yeah. However, there is a cool ship, HMS Agincourt.
Isn't that one that's got like 800 turrets on it?
It has 7 turrets, yeah, because it was originally commissioned for a South American Navy, and then it was bought up by the Ottomans. But then when the war started, the British took it because obviously they weren't going to just give it to the Ottomans.
Right.
But yeah, because originally it was the Rio de Janeiro when the ABC countries were in their arms race right after oil and rubber were discovered, right?
Right.
So instead of buying a class of ships, the Brazilians were like, no, we're just going to jack up. We're going to make a ship that's going to just wreck any ship or, small squadron that comes across, which is why it's got, again, 14 12-inch guns, which is absurd, as well as 20 6-inch guns, which is nutty. But
yeah, it was laid down in 1911 and launched in 1913 as the Rio de Janeiro. Sold in December of 1913 to the Ottomans.
Yeah, because it was more expensive to just sell the contract and, essentially pay for the contract and then try and get what they could out of it than it was to just cancel the order because, Vickers, or I think Armstrong built it actually, but yeah.
And then the Britain said, "No, we're taking it in August of 1914."
Yeah, we're not actually going to give you guys this because that's dumb.
It was sold for scrap in 1922. So
Yep.
it was in exist. It was floating for less than 10 years.
Yep. Welcome to wartime.
That's crazy.
I mean, think about how many U.S. aircraft carriers were like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's nuts.
The fact that the USS Enterprise CV6 did not get saved as a museum ship is a tragedy.
Yeah, it's okay. They kept Texas.
Oh yeah, but how much better would life be if we had, you know, the the Enterprise? Hell, what was it? Did no wait?
What's up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used Saratoga as a atomic bomb test target.
Correct. Same with the Prince Eugen.
Yeah, like it hurts. Same with the Nevada, USS Nevada, and
Mm-hmm.
actually she didn't sink from that explosion.
Yeah, dude, they
To
had to go
go in.
jack up the Nevada even more because
Yeah,
it wasn't
so
doing it.
excuse me. Um, uh, Chris Long says he just bought a book called The British Pacific and East Indies Fleets, Forgotten Fleet.
Nice. That's pretty
There
awesome.
you go. Yeah. Um, as part of the wellness group, I started up a free library at my work, and every week do a little book peek. And I'm known as Krusty Chris, the book barnacle, Cisnanguea.
That's badass. Look at this guy.
Chris Long says that's why I'm going to have lots of diagrams and pics in my rules because words are hard. Dude, it's it is sometimes difficult to express in words
How hard words are.
how to explain how a rule works because it is so much easier to show you how it works. You know,
I do.
Tell him says technical writing is an art in itself as opposed to narrative writing. Absolutely, I've had to do my share of technical writing. It's a pain in the ass. Very much so. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm not a big fan of narrative writing either. My problem is I write the way I talk, and as Rocket Raccoon says, he don't talk too good like you and me.
Fair.
So, um, I know I keep saying this, and I keep getting sidetracked, and I keep, life happens. I'm really, I'm really wanting to get Ocean Thunder to a point of publishing. My big problem now is I think I've got most of the rules down. It's doing the diagrams and the examples, um, the artwork, so to speak. Because I'm really not that good at that type of stuff.
Fair.
So I'm unfortunately am not artistically talented like Mr. Wiley is.
That is an unfair comparison because the man is a freak of nature.
He is. He and Steve are amazing. I look at their cards for Fistful of Lead and think, man, how do they make it look so easy? Because I've created my own cards, and I have to say the cards that I have created are look good, but I cannot compare to the work those two guys do. That's just they're beyond excellent. So hopefully 2024 is the year that I can actually get Thunder out there. Um, there's a couple of different options for me to self-publish. Um, I think one of the ways is on, I guess Amazon has a print on demand type of a situation. Um, I've looked into, getting an ISBN for it. I can either go through Amazon and get an ISBN. The problem with that is it can only be sold um, through Amazon. I can also buy an ISBN. Um, we'll have to see. Who knows? Um, Chris Long says, "I'm trying to do cards, etc. for my game. It's been hard. I get you, Chris. Yeah, it's. I mean, if you're not an artistic person, and I'm not saying that you're not an artistic person, Chris Long.
I'm not, and it fucking sucks to try and do it. I'll be real honest with you. I'm not,
Yeah,
and it is a damn disaster.
it is. Now, to be fair, being as unartistic as I am, I still think I did a fine job on drawing these on my computer.
Accurate. Agreed.
I mean, you may or may not be able to tell what they are. Obviously, right here, you got the Iowa class. I think this here is the original Issei. This is the Congo class. I think that's the Nagato. And then over here, I think that's the what was that? All the gun, the Japanese cruiser that had all the guns up front, 4 turrets. The
Miyoko?
Otago could be. No, no, that's the Otago there. That the Maya, right there.
Yeah, I was going to say because the Otago is Takao.
Yeah. And then this is the Aoba. Of course, then you've got the Kitakami.
No, it's not Miyoko either. Shit. I thought Miyoko had. No, Miyoko's only got the 3 charts up front.
That's like this one here. The Aoba, the Miyoko, etc. and so forth. I think that's the Sendai, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then got some destroyers up in this bitch here. I think this is the Fubuki, or maybe this is the Fubuki, and then that there is a kamikaze class. So, but yeah, I drew those up on my old LC 575, fucking 27 years ago. Well, let's see. Whatever 1996 was, it's
a lot of years ago, 27.
yeah. So yeah, 27, 28 years ago is when I drew them. So
3, Naguaya. 3. One thing you could probably mess around with, Chris, also is like War Games Vault or something. I realize that you'll wind up paying them 40%, but at the same time you retain all the rights to it. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Well, I mean, with doing the Amazon KDP, I still retain the rights on that also.
Yeah, but aren't in there limited like outside publishing and stuff?
If I use their ISBN, I can go and buy my own ISBN and can sell it on Amazon and anywhere else.
Gotcha,
So,
okay.
Hexy says, I think both you guys do a pretty damn good job. Well, thank you, Hex. I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot. And then Hex or Chris Long says those look great. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, the software package that I used to do those in is no longer viable. I would have to break out. First off, I'd have to find that computer and then break it out. So yeah, those were drawn between 1995 and 1997 on my Macintosh LC575 using a software called Dinaba Artworks, which was kind of it's a really strange software package because it could do both raster graphics and vector graphics in the same place. Excuse me. So it was a really cool software package that I really got good at using. Chris Long says I should reach out to Henry. I don't think his books had numbers on them. I don't know. Yeah, I might drop him a line, see what he says.
Which Henry's that?
Henry Hyde.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm about to say holler at Jay. They're like besties.
Yeah. Charles Torre, do you have a D4 handy? I have 4 different chocolates left. Want to eat just one, but cannot decide. So roll for me.
I did see that, Chris. Chris Long.
Did you guys see Dr. Peter Perla passed away last weekend? Yes. Or yeah. Yeah, that was no bueno. That was no bueno at all.
What if I just did a fight between all the battle cruisers?
There you go. Like all 375 of them?
What's up?
Like all 375 of them?
No, battle cruisers, not.
Oh, battle cruisers. So 223. I kid. No, I know they're not that many.
See what if there was a superior doctrine, right? Like the British, they maintain, like, because in any ship you can have speed, you can have armor, you can have guns. The British went with speed and guns. The German went with armor and speed.
Armor. Oh,
right?
Yeah, armor and speed. Yeah, they down-gunned so they can make them faster and take more hits.
Correct, because in the German Navy, when they're more short on ships, they knew that they were going to probably have to ride the line of battle, which they did.
Yeah.
But that also meant that then they were shooting, 11-inch guns back at the Revenge class and the Queen Elizabeth, which is tough.
Yeah.
That being said, what was it? Dareflinger that took like 25 hits at Jutland or something? They aren't all battleship grade, but still wild.
Yeah, she got a little punch drunk. And yes, Chris Long, Henry is an awesome, friendly guy. He is a really, really nice guy. And at some point in time, I need to reach out to him and see if he'd be willing to come on and do a Sunday, like a it would be a Sunday afternoon for me, Sunday evening for him type of thing, and just have him come and talk about all the different things that he has done. Um, as my brother has introduced him so many times on his podcast, Henry Hyde, Dean of the Hobby.
That's that's a really good way to put it, to be honest with
Yeah,
you. Because there
yeah,
might be people who are more knowledgeable about certain things or whatnot, who are their, professors or whatnot. But Henry Hyde being dean of the hobby, that's about perfect.
yeah.
uh,
So,
also, I just
eh,
need. Hang on. Come on. There it is. There's my little Jay Wiley boat.
toot toot.
Yeah, so that'll be hauling
Very nice.
some British down the Mississippi in 15, and then we'll have a. I don't think there's probably room enough for like a machine gun to be mounted up here, but the
Yeah,
main armament's going to be on this back deck back here. Whether we make that a 3 or 4 inch gun or whatnot, I don't know. But
yeah.
that being said, this thing took a while to print just because it's bulky, but
Right.
it's not a whole lot of infill, and it's solid pieces. So it took like 4 hours to print, but it did not use much spool. Also, the more I look at this, I could print this goddamn thing on my Mars too. I don't know why I printed this thing in FDM, but yeah.
Eh. Because printing it in resin would have made it super heavy.
Yeah, but it would look so fucking good.
It would.
Also knowing me, I would have blown it up somehow and it wouldn't have worked. Although I feel like with ships, do you ever print your ships just directly onto the build plate?
Not in 6,000. I don't.
Okay, that makes sense. But so I was thinking like I have a couple resin printers just like at the Neptune that have that like real thin steel sheet on it.
Oh yeah,
So that I can just pull that right off and pop the models off.
yeah. That'd be handy.
I was thinking about with like these 1 to 2, like when I do 1200 models,
Yeah,
like because those can be a bit much for supports, right? Like I quite frequently get misshapen holes at the water line because that's a lot of supports to deal with, and my goofy ass is sitting here going, wait a minute. If I have the option for that, that steel sheet where I can just pop the sucker off there, why wouldn't I print that thing straight on there? I wouldn't have to worry about warping. I wouldn't have to worry about it, pulling away or any of that stuff because it's right. It's right the hell on there. There's not a if and or but. It's right the hell on there.
exactly.
Me I was thinking about that at some point in time when I get that colossal 8K job from Tim.
There you go.
I'll have to give that a look, mainly because at that point, I think, dude, I'm pretty sure I'm sitting here looking at this 1 to 600 Tamiya HMS hood that's printed off right here. I'm almost 90% sure that I could print ship models. Maybe not of hood because that's like the third longest battleship class, or it's not a battleship, battle cruiser class. Although it's pretty close to a battleship. I'm just saying. I feel like that hood is right there with the later war designs where it's not necessarily a traditional British battleship in the Royal Navy, like 1923 sense of the word.
Right.
Maybe fast battleship would be the better term for it. So it's also not super battle cruisery, and it's also got 8 15-inch friggin' guns on it.
Right.
Because it's certainly not British battle cruisery. Like it still has a belt on it and everything else. Again, it's not necessarily as battle wagony as one of the R class or a QE or a KG3, but still, it wasn't meant to be it's taking all the glory of post World War I Royal Navy and just making the prettiest ship they could, which they did. That's a goddamn fine looking ship.
Yeah. And then they decided, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna make a castle that floats and strap it with 9 fucking guns all pointing the same direction.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
And
Honestly, that would be
launched
worth
the
it.
Rodney.
Making a colossal 1/6 or printing a 1/600 HMS Rodney or a Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
Just hello. We bring the pain.
Yeah. I would say the Nelson the Rodney class is definitely in my top 5 all time favorite.
Again, the fact that it was able to still be a viable battleship throughout World War II, despite the fact that it was designed, the British had that weird obsession almost with complying with the Washington naval treaties, right?
Right.
Almost everyone else, the U.S. was pushing it, right? Everybody else was just flat the fuck out ignoring it. The Japanese flagrantly ignored it. The Germans dissolved it, so I guess they didn't theoretically ignore it as much. The French pretty much just ignored it, while at the same time the French and the Italians were making full use of the fact that they didn't have to worry about massive stores of anything, because for the most part the Italians were just tottering around the Mediterranean, which meant that they made beautiful ships, and the French designed battleships like French people. The fact that, you know, everybody's looking at this and like, okay, triples, we get the utility, but you got to be careful because you're going to lose a good amount of your armament if you lose a turret. And the French were like, hey, we're going to make 2 turrets, but we'll put a wall down the center, and thus it'll all be okay. Like, are you serious, man? Like when Scharnhorst went up, they couldn't use the B turret. Well, was it the B turret or the A turret that got knocked out? Either way, they couldn't use the other turret next to it because there was a turret on fire. How the hell are you going to do that when, you know, you've got a piece of red glowing steel next to your guys who are trying to handle powder bags? Are you fucking kidding me? That's the most infuriating thing, is when people are like, oh, well, you know, what is it, Strasbourg? Was that the French all-forwards battleship? Is it Strasbourg or Breton? Either way, doesn't matter. Long story short,
they're both like that.
Okay, those are the 2 in that class?
Yeah.
Why do I know it? Why? God, okay. Anyways, we're going to gloss right over that. Point is, that's lunacy. But yeah. So that's just kind of where we're at now at that point. Yes, exactly. Telemachus, the baguette class. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, now. Oh, press pause. Pump the brakes there, Mr. Walkabout. All I saw is that is very close to Bubba Shrimp Boat. That is very close to the Jenny.
Yeah.
Mike, that's a good point. We might have to call this thing the HMS Jennifer.
Yes.
That might have to be a thing. I don't. Wow. I did not walk about, but I'm about to. See, every time War Games Atlantic, I'm not going to lie, is killing the historical STL game. I need to I feel like they have like a Patreon or some such that's a subscription that is amazingly worth it, because they put out a ton of stuff. And they put out some really, really cool stuff. It's not just, oh, here are Germans. Here are World War II British. Here are World War II Americans. No, dude.
Right.
They've got like extreme classical ancients, like biblical ancients. They've got Neanderthals. They have tribes. Okay, so they're on My Manufacturer with tribes. Okay. Man, you fuckers are gonna get me right back to doing too much. Oh, what do you know? My manufacturer's already open because I'm ordering ships from Lee McCall.
Yeah, so they've got the January theme is all things Africa. They've got go away.
There they are, Neanderthals, baby. Hell yeah. And then Victorian police. Yeah, to shit me. That's what it was. It was the Jewish revolt figures that I saw that hit me as a holy shit. There it is. That's what we need. It's got that and the Mississippian natives for my Cahokia stuff. Yeah, man. Dang. Hot diggity dang. That will get it done. I know they take requests. I get their Friday emails because I have bought stuff from them before. Honestly, let's just go look at what their tribe is. I used to be part of the. Oh, we have King's African Rifles, African Buffalo, which is badass. British Napoleonic Sailors. Ouch.
Yeah.
And then in February is Dealer's Choice, which has Conquistador Falconets, which is a little cannon. World War One Doughboys, boner jams. Something ACW. Okay, you know what? Where is the. And their welcome pack is badass too. All right. You guys convinced me. The tribe. Oh, it's only $12 a month too. That sounds pretty good. That seems like what I was paying for Medbury Miniatures, but way better.
There you go.
You sons of bitches. I thought I was going to get through a week without buying shit. Nope. Chris Long to the rescue. It's worth it, though. I'll be the first one to admit it's super worth it.
Meteor Mike says,
Uncle Drew, what's going on, buddy?
Meteor Mike says he needs 1/72 scale Magyars.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, Purple Druid.
The best part is I'm getting in at the end of January, so I'll get that.
Yeah.
All right. Pay with card.
Looks like they got a T-Rex rider also.
I see that. It's like the Neanderthal looking dudes.
Yeah.
But that means that it should be I should be able to scale and get a general idea for any other mounted miniatures that I have. Let's look at my library. Oh man, there's also some halfling goobers in there. Deathfield's Cargo, Napoleonic British Modular Sailors. Fuck me running. Boner jams.
Merry fucking Christmas, dude. Merry fucking Christmas.
Boner jams, man. Well, you know what that means. And yes, then there's King's African Rifles, which is awesome. Do they have shoes on? They do not. Hell yeah. I like it. The nice part about that is that means you're a head swap away from having Middle Eastern guys, everything.
Yep.
You could probably sub them in again with a head swap for World War II, you know, semi-reasonably well-armed Pacific guys from Burma, shit like that. Oh. Let's download. Let's get this halfling goober. Download.
Ooh, there's an Irish chieftain. Oh boy. And they're all pre-supported. Fuck yeah.
Nice. That's bonus right there.
Dude, isn't it though? Again, there's Napoleonic British sailors. You guys know what that means. That means they are going to get printed just how they are, and a bajillion of them at 56%.
He says swap arms rifles to Mausers, and you have German Africa troops.
Correct, which I'm pretty sure they've actually got other other stuff. Oh, you know who's gonna shit a chicken?
Oh, that'd be Reese.
That will be Reese. Correct. That boy will shit a whole chicken. I would say shit bricks, but I feel like that's not enough. It's a full live chicken.
Yeah.
The other cool thing is that probably means that now I have some sort of absurd deal on their old stuff too.
Looks like you can get a 50% discount code.
Wonderful.
So you got that going for you, which is nice.
Which is nice. Which is very nice. I would agree. Oh shit, man. It's just what I needed.
So y'all have heard us talk about Hero Forge before. My buddy Copeland has been wanting Kazinti figures, bipedal cats.
Oh, I was about to say, God bless you.
For decades, and he finally went to Hero Forge, and I think he designed these on Hero Forge. Let me embiggen myself here. And sent me the STLs, and I printed them out for him. Come on. There we go. So we got this lion maned dude. And I'm actually pretty impressed with the quality of how the STL turned out, being that it is, pretty much pre-programmed on, what you can have or do. Come on, focus, damn it. There we go. Stop focusing. There we go. And he wanted me to print them for him because I guess another guy he knows printed them on his printer, and they looked like garbage. So I printed them up, and these are a proof of concept. He's hoping to be able to print out like 100 or so of this figure, this style of figure, not necessarily this pose, but this dude in different poses. He's hoping to do like 7 or 8 different poses. Yeah, tell him, because I think he got it when they were doing like their $4.99 STL. I think what's an STL over there now? $7.99
for what?
Hero
yeah. Usually,
Usually around the New Year's they run the big sale, but
Yeah.
oh my god, are you kidding me? So Hero or War Games Atlantic at some point did what if the Roman Empire survived to World War Ones, as well as what if Jeffy, what if World War One Confederates?
There you go. There you go. What the hell is this?
There's the British Trench Raiders sprue, which I'm pretty sure I have, to be honest, or their Trench Raider pack, which I think I have. Let me close that. There's T-Rex Riders. Oh man, that's such a fucking boner. See, I think the play with the T-Rex Riders is to print out a bunch of the riders and then like cut one off at the waist so you can stick it in your pocket real easy and take that sucker into like the dollar store and just see what see That or just, I mean, you already know the size figure you need. Just figure out what dinosaurs it sits on.
Right, exactly.
And then go just absolutely ape shit, Okay.
Definitely the way to go there.
I think it is. Oh, you know what else our little buddy Reese is going to be all excited about?
What's that?
Now I can get that, whatchamacallit, the Siege of Jadotville guys with their FALs.
Oh, yeah.
Which he will shit a chicken about. Man, there's werewolves on here for the Bry guy. There's 7th Cavalry. There's the Irish at Jadotville, which unfortunately I don't think there's actually just an FAL like on its own in there, which makes sense. I know that that's a really common thing. A lot of places don't just put out guns because they get bootlegged altogether too easily.
Right.
But yeah, let's see here. There's Classical Fantasy Rangers. What the hell do those look like? This is wild. There's all kinds of stuff in here. This is super cool. Classic Fantasy Barbarians.
Nice.
Make some Conans. Yeah, I don't think there's a British at Jadotville that is just an FAL, but that's honestly real okay because everything Reese wants is right here. The other cool thing about this is you can, again, take these guys, put the Fez heads on them, and then all of a sudden they're containing an army. That's pretty cool. There's Classic Fantasy Rangers. Again, those are kind of cool models. Spanish Guerrillas, that's pretty cool. There's some priests for the
I didn't know Spain had gorillas.
So we were talking about the project earlier. That would work very well for that. There are Dendra Armored Warriors, also known as the heavily armored guys from the from the era of like the Trojan War, which is super cool. And by super cool, I mean that is too fucking cool, man. That is badass. We've got, there are all kinds of really awesome things in here. There's Sergeant Stubby. I think I have that model already. Trojan War Infantry. Now the issue is I'm just going to be picking up all this shit. You guys are killing me because what this means is now next time I'm over at Tim's, I need to make sure I get that printer from him, which means I need to order. Oh, jeez. Which means I need to get on. No, I have resin. It means I need to get on Amazon and order a table to put it on.
Oh, there you go.
There's a cool one that I did pick up already is the U.S. Naval Landing Party, which is badass. I need to be careful here because I think I got these off of their website, so it's not going to show up in my in my My Mini factory is shit that I've already bought. So I need to be careful that I don't do that again.
Right.
The German. Hello.
My watch being a jerk.
No, it's just trying to help. Just being real dumb about it. But yeah, there's the Cthulhu cultists and fantasy cultists and Aztec sacrifices, which are all just absolutely wild. Again, I know I do have the Jewish Revolt Warriors, which are badass, as well as the Mississippian natives. I know those are two that I grabbed because how do you not? You know what I mean? How do you not? How do you not?
Well, especially with how you do things.
Well, hey, it's St. Louis stuff, so I'm gonna get the Mississippians. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's actually right there, better than priests. There's blood oaths, monks. There's guys with spears and swords and bigger swords and other spears and little whacker things and mugs and barrels and cleavers and all right. We now have who the rabbits might be fighting.
Nice. Yeah, I was about to ask if you had that figured out yet.
So it's actually kind of hard to find armed monk figures. Like that already exist, as in like you buy physically cast figures in 28 mil, especially if you're not buying them as a larger part of other stuff,
Sure.
right? Sorry, what was I saying? But anyways, so that'll be quite good, but also especially because these are modular, that should super duper help with making sure that I have enough monks, because I have, like we were talking about 50 or 60 of those rabbits. But that being said, it's about time for the Murray Mac to nod off to sleep.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night.
Next week we'll be on longer.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I think we did a pretty good job of cussing and discussing about dice, what we like about them, what we don't like about them. Really, not much not to like about them. The Henry Mike says earlier you were talking Indians for Cahokian mound builders or Indians at attack of Cahokia 1780.
Both, Mike, to be honest with you. Both the guys who built Monk's Mound and then the guys who attacked Monk's Mound and St. Louis at the same time in 1780. I saw your video about the historic game company's Battle for Cahokia game. I have not had the opportunity to play that. I have played the ever-loving shit out of Battle for St. Louis 1780, though.
Well, there you go. So, Scala Gremlin comes in at the very end, says, "Good night, all." How you doing, Scala?
Hey, Scala. Good to see you, buddy. It's good to see everybody. But yeah, Jeff.
Yeah.
I had some real cool stuff there. There are World War I rebels. There's also What If Romans for World War I. Walkabout asked if we're going to be painting Saturday or Sunday. I can absolutely paint one or both of those nights, Chris, if you're looking for random stuff.
If I'm in town, let's look at Saturday night.
You guys may be doing Kansas City stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine. If you aren't, that's fine. I'm sure we can figure something out. Guys, I'll bug the other idiots and see if we can't come up with something on one of their channels if Chris is busy.
Yeah. I don't know at this point. Just to let everybody know, my wife's sister-in-law passed away this past Friday. from pancreatic cancer. She found out about it on Monday, right, as diagnosed on Monday positively, and passed away on Friday. So real quick, um, we made a mad dash over there last weekend. Maybe doing another mad dash over this weekend. We're hoping not, but fingers crossed. But if I'm in town, yeah, I think we'll do some painting on Saturday night. So, all right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for keeping us going. It's 148 of these. It's crazy.
There
We're
is
coming up to our
also a
suspect.
show tomorrow over on Hex to Hex's channel that he could have absolutely talked about if he felt like getting on here.
Yeah.
But that should be
He
cool.
could ask for the link. He could ask
We'll
for
be
the
talking
link.
about.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about.
When is that?
I'd hop over there
What
to
time?
make absolutely sure. I think it's probably 9 Eastern, 8 Central, if I had to bet.
Okay, so
it'll
it's
be
same
Hex to
time
Hex,
as
myself, Wardrobe Plays World War II, Clay Stone, and then Mo as well. I don't remember Mo's YouTube channel, but yeah. And then also a special guest, which I don't know who that might be. At this point, I'm pretty convinced that Jeff secretly has Warmutt playing a bunch of Hex Encounter games, and he'll be on there. I'm not sure. That or it's Tina
Kevin Mo,
that goes
not
to front chat.
it's just Kevin
Oh,
Mo,
sorry.
not
I'm sorry, not Clay. I knew that. Yeah, it's Kev. Big Board Gaming, not Clay. My bad. Although, haha, tricked you, Jeffy. All right, so that means Clay is not the special guest. Okay. But anyways, yep.
there you have it. So, all right, guys.
Victory Point
Well,
Games. Oh shit! I gotta go look that up.
If I'm here Saturday to paint, I will put out word a little earlier than normal. I'll set it up so it's on YouTube sooner, so everybody has a chance to check it out. So, all right, guys. Thanks for showing up, and until next time, we will see you on the flip side.